Good afternoon. This is the May 18th Library Board meeting. And I'm calling this meeting to order. And let us do a determination of quorum. Ms. Richards. Ms. Potter, you here? Ms. Parker. Dr. Curtis called. He said he's going to be late, but he's on his way. Mr. Feldbaum.
Here.
And I am here, and Dr. Garcia is absent. So the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. And I want to just say, as I was reviewing this, the minutes, I saw several abstentions on some of the votes. And so I asked about that, and it turns out that two of the abstentions that were listed for Dr. Garcia were in error, so that would be corrected. And there was another abstention by Ms. Richards. And so I just, in the interest of public transparency, what generally we would do is in a discussion section, if a person is going to abstain, they would say, I'm going to abstain, and this is why. Ms. Richards said that I went really fast, which is, one of my downfalls, and that she did not get a chance to do that. So I am going to now give her a chance to talk about her abstention on it was the information policy section.
The ethics policy where we added that extra, and I talked to Ronan afterwards, and that's it, Stephanie and everybody. It's the same kind of concern I have when we were talking about diversity and things and some other things a year ago. It really bothers me when we start dividing up and adding more things to the list, because it seems like we inevitably miss somebody and then someone else is hurt or left out. And we need to serve this community, and we need to serve all of it no matter what. I don't have any problem with that. My problem is when we start dividing and showing that we have to for sure serve these people, for sure serve these, then we're not for sure serving someone else. And it can cause them not to want to come back. Because, if we're publicizing and supporting all of this, and this, then somebody that doesn't agree with that isn't going to feel comfortable coming when it's something they're so opposed to. Not that we don't need to support. So that was my concern. So
Generally, and that's recorded, and it's recorded as it is, but generally, abstentions are usually for a financial conflict of interest or something like that. So that might have been a no vote, but we'll leave it as an abstention. All right. Okay. So do we have any discussion on the consent agenda? With those two corrections, on Dr. Garcia's vote, right? Okay.
If we could I just want to clarify, the abstention was simply for the information policies. Okay, and not the technology policy. Got it.
Okay.
With that, I would love to propose that we accept with changes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second? All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, consent agenda has been approved. Next we have the director's report.
Thank you. So I thought it would be kind of fun this month to show you what our staff is up to. So I did a little snippet from each of their quarterly reports. It is 2 pages instead of my typical one, so I won't go through it all, but I hope you had a chance to read that, and because I wanted to show off the work of staff a little bit, but I also want to show some slides from the grand reopening, some pictures from the grand reopening at LaSalle. We had Christine is up there cutting the ribbon with us.
Thank you, Christine.
Sure.
And then this is the interior of the new LaSalle. The mural is by Kamika Perry, who's a local artist here. Can you back up just a little bit? So you're looking from the old building here, the existing building, into the addition, and you can kind of see these glass walls which will be able to close off this meeting room to create that space, but when the meeting room's not in use, it will just be wide open, and you can see how much brighter it is in there than it was. Some treats and the kind of nicer view, because these plantings will all come in real nicely. Mayor Mueller joined us for the ribbon cutting as well, and it was a heartwarming day watching people come in and just be so excited about this new space. Beauty. This little girl was so much fun to talk to. A couple of them were of our smallest patrons.
Those are cuties.
Oh my gosh, so, Success Academy and Boys and Girls Club came over with a group of their students as well. When I got there, they were sitting in a circle inside, quietly, well behaved. I was very impressed with them, but we just had a great time, and it was definitely one of those days where all the hard work paid off, and you're like, this is why I do the job that I do. The community was so well served.
So good, thank you. Well, also your report, I mean, people have been busy. Busy, so thanks to all the staff for all your work. All right, any discussion, questions on the director's report? Do I have a motion to accept the director's report? Moved by Ms. Richards, second by Mr. Feldbaum, is that okay?
Works for me.
Okay, all in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? All right, great. Next, the patron engagement report.
A couple of photos I wanted to point out. Our new lid cabinet or book vending machine is up and running at the Dream Center. That's really exciting. And then our culturally speaking author event on April 15th was Layla Lalani. That was really cool. I did not read the book before, but I'm going to. It inspired me to read the book. The event. Then on page 2, I wanted to point out that system-wide gate count was up 6% compared to April of last year. There were increases at Maine, German, and Western. There was a 14% decrease in computer minutes. And then
I'm sorry, decreased what?
computer minutes.
Computer minutes.
On page 3, total circulation for April held steady. Digital circulation saw an increase of 4%. Then on page 5, I featured databases. You can see this is actually, the pie chart is for all of 2026 so far. And see Gale courses, it's very popular. And then the box below, it shows just for the month of April, 17,854 minutes were completed in Gale courses, which is over almost 77,000 minutes for this whole year. And then next comes Ancestry Library with 2,808 searches in April.
All right, thank you. Any questions?
While computer minutes are down, do we track at all Wi-Fi usage, or do we?
Yes, we do.
Because I'm wondering, because a lot of times people now, they have their own devices they can use,
Yeah.
but they come in, my impression is some people come into the, or do you think, Ronna, that that's the case? People come into the library to use
Oh, for sure.
their devices and the Wi-Fi. I don't know if we track that, and if over time, I'm not sure, is that a statistic that, I'm not sure that we need that statistic, but is it?
We do, yeah, we do keep track of it. If look, that might take me a minute, but
That would be my first instinct, is that people are using more of their
Yeah,
own
I think
devices.
people would be more and more with smartphones and other things, tablets and all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we see people even before we open and after we close
They
in our
park
parking
it,
lot
Yeah.
using the Wi-Fi.
looks like for unique clients to the public Wi-Fi for April was 18,590, which was down 1% from last year.
Also, it was down a little bit.
Just a little.
Interesting.
1% I would be, say
Yeah.
statistically irrelevant.
All right. Next financial report.
Okay, you all have the appropriations report and the fund report. Just a couple of things, you know that we have started on the, analyzing or working with the plumbing project, so that is in, the appropriations. Right now, it's sitting in the consulting line. We did do some consulting, but some of that will be moving into engineering and architecture. So that number, that consulting number looks a little bit high, but it's really in between those two lines. And then we're still just like the building and grounds. Of course, we had snow, and so that number will look a little bit higher until we pull into the summer, and some of those numbers, I think they will probably potentially go down if we don't have a heavy fall. They'll probably level themselves out. We would hope that that would happen. So if there's any other questions regarding the appropriations report, and the fund report, there's not really anything that I would say stands out huge with, those lines. A few things with, Trust Indiana. Our yield right now is 3.64%. They gave us a nice, I don't have the chart up there, but I'll just give you a couple of numbers that kind of stood out to me. Is that libraries in general, invest with Trust Indiana at, 10.71%. So that's pretty good. But one thing, why we have a really decent yield, is because we can, when they invest our dollars, they are able to invest our dollars with commercial paper, which is not something that, normal institutions can, invest in. And they, invest in commercial paper at, about 35%. So that's a pretty big number of why our numbers are still higher than, if we would just have everything sitting in the bank. Few other things, just in general, we're in the middle of the component unit audit. I feel like they must have been behind because now all of a sudden they want me to have this stuff in 2 seconds. But we have probably about 80% of our things, get to them. I have a few things that are probably on my plate more than, my business office's plate. But I don't anticipate any problems with the component unit audit. And we will begin the budget process, here probably in about a week or so, getting information out to the staff about getting their numbers in so we can start working through the budget process. We know that some of our dates probably are going to change this year, just due to some of the legislation. But so that's why we're starting a tad bit earlier than we have before. So with that.
All right, any questions? And we welcome Dr. Curtis. Hello. No questions on the financial report or the patron engagement report? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
So maybe.
Mr. Feldbaum moves. Second. Sparker, seconds. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any unfinished business?
We do not.
No. Any new business?
Yes, ma'am. Public service policy update.
Okay, public service policy updates.
We recommend updating section 1.0 of the public service policies as follows. 1.1.2 staff development day. The language now aligns with the employee handbook. And 1.5 personal property or lost and found. It's updated to reflect our current practice, including revised and lost items. And then 1.6 telephones updates policy to reflect current practice, as well as mentioning that we have courtesy phones at select locations. Right now, Maine, but eventually LaSalle, and Weston.
Any questions on the policies? So I noticed you're lost and found. You made some changes on that. I did see that, one elementary school, the teachers had a lost and found fashion show. And I wondered if you all were going to do that.
You saw our lost and found, I don't think you would need to do a fashion show.
Right, any questions on the policies? So, could I have a motion to approve the public service policy updates?
So moved.
Ms. Puckett Ringel moves and have a second. Ms. Richards seconds. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, insurance matters.
Craig Heatherly will come before you from Gibson to present, our annual, policy updates. And at the end of his, presentation, I would ask that the board approve, the policy as presented.
I do love the idea of the fashion show.
There you go.
You can get up, people rally around that idea.
You are, well, I'll give it to you.
That's our welcome to, that'd be great.
Maybe you can take it to
long,
Rotary.
long story short, it was a overall 2% increase from last year's program to this year's program for insurance. And wrapped up beyond 30 days, more than 30 days before the renewal, which those two things are good news in our world. There wasn't as much drama in this renewal as there has been in previous years. And that's a reflection of the insurance market is becoming much more nice. Specifically property. As we've seen that has been our biggest challenged item over the last couple of years is insurance companies bumping up the values of a building and charging rates.
Oh, we know that.
Yes.
In our houses.
And exclusions with roofs and wind and hail deduct. There's been so much that's occurred over the last 3-4 years that we're not having as much pressure right now, which is why we're seeing the results that we're seeing this year. I'd also add that because of Anjana and her team and our team meeting earlier in the year, we're able to get out in front of this and to be able to present a renewal 30 days ahead of the renewal date. And then the other factor is that the overall account is performing really well, which means you pay a premium and they expect you to not have X number of losses. And this has been a great account for the insurance companies. So with that, that's as easy as I can make it. I'd be happy to take any questions about it, but overall, pleased with the results.
There are
given the
no
last few
changes.
years.
No changes, correct, to the coverage.
No changes to the coverage. Coverages.
I'd love to see a 2% increase in the
Very
coverage.
I mean, it's less than $4,000.
I'd love to see a 2% increase in anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions? No questions? Do I have a motion to accept the insurance policy?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Feldbaum moved, Dr. Thurs seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
LaSalle change order.
So we are down, I think we'll have one more change order after this because we are just about complete with LaSalle branch renovation. The total of this change order is actually a reduction of just about $2,000. And it's a combination of additions for things like masonry, some ceiling modifications, and then some deductions like pole bases, irrigation redesign. So that's where we're at. Total deduction for the project, $1,927.89.
It's always good when things come in under budget. Do you have any questions on the LaSalle change order? Do I have a motion to accept?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded, and I don't remember which of you was which. Moved, Ms. Barker, seconded, Ms. Pepperringle. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed. Motion carries. Other business,
Unless you all have other business.
strategic plan updates. Karen,
We're not gonna figure out how to use this little remote control.
Take my best time, thank you.
Did you put it in your lens?
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, I don't know about it. This is awesome.
All right, good afternoon. I'm very excited to be presenting today because this is something I feel very passionate about. This is sustainability. You may be wondering why sustainability is included in our strategic plan. And nothing. And nothing. Okay. All right, the American Library Association adopted sustainability as a core value of librarianship in 2019. This encouraged libraries to adopt a triple bottom line approach that focuses on being environmentally sound, economically feasible, and socially equitable. We are going to create a plan to align our core values of community stewardship for ensuring long-term triple bottom line viability. This plan will also strengthen community trust and set us as an example for sustainable practices. We've already kind of started some of these practices in using solar panels, having an EV van, trying to do rechargeable batteries for our staff. The first step in organizing are being taken by myself, Lisa O'Brien, and facilities manager Joe G. We know that other staff will be taking on roles as the plan develops. We're going to be reaching out and doing programming, working in finance, many other areas that will have more people getting involved. So, all right, our first step was to read a book. I read Sustainable Thinking. The author is Rebecca Smith Aldrich, who is an MLS librarian, who is the founder, past president of the ALA Sustainability Committee. All right, the key thing I took away in reading Sustainable Thinking is that sustainability encompasses much more than environmental protection and going green. It is a holistic balance between environmental health, economic prosperity, and social equity without compromising future generations. And the concept of sustainability is realized by most countries and organizations via the established 17 Sustainable Development Goals as outlined by the United Nations. As you can see by taking a look, if you can see what these are, this is no poverty, zero hunger, gender equality, everything on down the line that you would wish for world peace. It is a very high sustainable goal for the entire world. Can we, as our own entity, solve poverty or make certain that every child goes to school ready to read? No, we probably cannot achieve these goals in their entirety, but they do serve as a guidepost that all organizations can look toward to help achieve sustainability in their communities. So what is our road to sustainability? Well, we took a look at how other public libraries approach this task of creating a system-wide plan. We discovered that the Sustainable Library Initiative organization through ALA. This organization was established over 10 years ago by librarians who wanted to be very proactive regarding the future of libraries in the communities that they serve. They initially focused on what does sustainable thinking look like? What activities would a library engage in to achieve this ideal? And how would a library know if they were successful in this endeavor? Their efforts resulted in the opportunity for public, school, and academic libraries to enroll in a sustainable library certificate program. In this program, each library is assigned a mentor who has gone through the certification process successfully. The typical time frame for completing is generally 18 to 24 months, but you can take as long as you like. A final presentation is required. Oh, and we can talk about how wonderful the state of New York is. I forgot to mention. I keep pointing at the screen. The state of New York has 41 enrolled libraries and 26 have already been certified. In the state of Indiana, it is only us in Brown County. And that's true for a lot of other states too, but New York is definitely on the track for trying to be the sustainability winner. I thought it would be California, but it's not. California's got many, but New York is killing it. All right. There are 12 categories that we must work through that will help align our efforts to the triple bottom line of environmentally sound, socially equitable, and economically feasible. All these categories have requirements that must be completed, and some of them are recommended, but we still must complete some of those categories as well. This is quite an endeavor as I was going through and reading through this. A few examples, I picked transportation. These are the required actions. We must complete every single action item in that section. And then the recommended actions, we have to pick at least 4 of those to complete. This is everything from your fleet fuel consumption and emissions, a reduction strategy on reducing your fuel, having no idling policy, promote transportation programs within the community. I like under recommended actions, you can add a bike rack at your location, but we have bike racks at our locations. Host a bike safety program, promote telecommuting. We already have sleep wrapper decal on our vehicles, so we've already got some of these done. Another one I picked, and Anjana's out of the room, shame on her. I picked financial sustainability for the next one, and these are the recommended actions. We have to pick 4 of these. So a return on investment project that we can work on, provide a living wage, provide health insurance, and insurance persons. Provide access to a pension or retirement plan, create a strategic financial plan, which I think we've already done a good job of working on our strategic financial plan. So these are just a few of the things that we're going to be working on, and pretty much that's just a brief overview of working on our certificates, which will be involved in helping guide the plan that we are going to present. Oh, yes, I gave everyone, this is from a library that is in California. This is from their webpage. This is just a very brief synopsis of some of the things that they have been engaging in. They recently finished their certificate. So most of the libraries that finish do have a sustainability page that patrons can go to and get information, suggestions. Here are some of the things that we are doing to trying to be a leader in our community. All right, does anybody have any questions?
I love the triple bottom line, so
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah.
And this is a great.
Yeah, like I said, it was the most interesting thing in reading through this book is most people, when you're focusing on environmental, they think about Al Gore and climate change and how it is we're trying to save our environment. But it includes a lot more than just our environment. It is our overall way that we live our lives, from how people live in the community to how we financially are responsible for carrying on in the next generation without harming it.
So, Ms. Mann, you're saying that we're enrolled in the certification program, is that
Correct.
okay?
Correct.
And when did we do that?
I think it was March we enrolled.
Okay, so over the next year and a half, we should see
Yes,
some,
yes, one of the things,
Updates?
one of the requirements for you can work out of order in the 12 action plans. You can work out of order, but one of the things in the beginning is you need to present to your administration, which I've done. And one of the action items is you must present to the board. So I can check this one off now. Then we have to present to staff to let them know what we're engaging in. There's a staff survey. You have to do an environmental blueprint. There's things that, some of the things we've already started working on. Some of them are going to take a little bit of time to get how it is we're going to go about doing them. They're a little more engaged.
so there's a lot of active community groups that would be interested in? What kind of partnerships might you?
Yes,
Engage.
that is one of the things. I'm hoping to perhaps be working with the bike garage next door to see if there's something that we can do with them to promote sustainability in transportation. And also perhaps the Music Village. One of the things that falls under here is a library of things that people might be purchasing. They get it, what am I gonna do with this? Oh, hey, I can donate it to the library of things at the library, maybe some musical instruments, maybe we can work through the Music Village. There's a lot of ways to look out in our community to find other organizations that hopefully will be willing to work with us.
And if you have ideas for
I
those
do, so I'll send them
organizations,
to you.
Yes, please do.
you know where to
We-
find
we-
Karen.
Yes, our Innovation Everywhere, which is staff suggestions, we've had many of them already, like, oh, look, that one falls under there and that one falls. A lot of things for people who have disabilities of some sort, vision or whatever, like, oh, hey, that you know, under Library of Things, people can actually borrow some equipment or whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the butterflies, for example, and I know, you know, there are organizations. And Karen, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but I would just say a conversation about, hey, this is what we're looking at, you know, how can we connect?
Yes,
So I'll send you some of those
please do.
that I know.
Yeah, our seed library falls under Library of Things and sustainability to try to get, you know, again, environmental is it's a big part of this, but we're trying to find ways to do others.
Their idea of a costume
Yes.
swap.
Oh, no.
It's just leave a butterfly.
What a
waste
great
station.
idea, huh?
Mhm.
That's actually a really good one.
Yes. As you go through, as I was reading through a lot of these, I get to see other people's presentations and finals, and I was like, oh my God, I mean, there are so many really great ideas here, and some of them do sometimes involve having to work outside to try to get other organizations to work with you, but that's part of the effort.
Well, and it's nice because we put a sustainability plan on our strategic plan. So for Aaron to discover ALA's got the certification process and then to start to work through it, we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Correct.
And we can work with other people
Sure.
who've gone through the process already.
Nice work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. That's really good news. Thank you.
Yes, it's nice to be there.
Yeah. So that was for information only, right?
Correct.
Right, okay. Do we have anybody signed up for hearing of visitors?
Right? Actually.
Oh, that's Gibson. He was.
Oh,
We do not.
okay. Okay. In that case, we're approaching the end of our meeting. Our next meeting will be Monday, June 22nd, right here at this time, 4:15. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Ms. Parker, Mrs. Parker, moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Aye, opposed. I didn't ask for any objections, but I assume you're all good with that.
We were only 3 weeks between this meeting and the previous one, and then we'll be 5 weeks. So there's likely to be more on the next agenda.
Okay. Well, this was really nice. And the insurance was good. Yeah, yeah.
It's not often you get an insurance report that is affordable
Oh, that was
and
great.
no changes, like
Yeah.
no recommendations for change.
Yeah.
So not always that easy when it comes to insurance. All right. Thank you, everyone.
I'm in.